Buying the wrong Porsche right now isn't just a bad investment, it's a fiscal cliff that could cost you six figures in equity overnight. We are analyzing 5 specific models where massive production volumes have finally met a cooling secondary market. If you don't check these depreciation curves before signing, you're buying a ticking time bomb. For decades, the Porsche brand functioned as a benchmark for value retention. In the pandemic era, allocation scarcity meant you could drive a 911 for a year and sell it for a profit. But today, the music has stopped. A surge in production from 2023 through 2025 has hit the used market simultaneously with a massive warranty cliff and a generational leap in hybrid and EV technology. In 2026, the Porsche market has split into 2 worlds, the iconic safe havens and the depreciating commodities. If you are holding a high-volume base model, you are standing on a crumbling ledge. Today, we're breaking down the 5 models entering a free fall, the maintenance traps that cost more than the car's remaining equity, and exactly when and what you should buy instead to ensure you aren't catching a falling knife in a cooling economy. To understand why your trade-in offer is so low, you have to look at the sheer volume of metal Porsche has pushed into the US market. Between 2023 and 2025, Porsche Cars North America broke every record in the book. In 2023, they delivered 75,415 vehicles. By the end of 2025, that number climbed to a historic 76,219 deliveries. While these numbers look great on an annual report, they have fundamentally altered the mechanics of the 2026 secondary market. We have transitioned from allocation scarcity to dealer inventory bloat. In 2025 alone, the Macan led the volume with 27,139 units sold, and the Cayenne followed closely with 20,314. Why does this matter for you? Because most of those cars were 3-year leases. In mid-2026, we are seeing a massive return wave hitting dealer lots. Certified pre-owned sales reached an all-time high of 48,092 units in 2025, an 11% increase over the previous year. Dealers are flush with inventory, and for the first time in recent memory, base model Carreras and Cayennes are sitting on lots for 60 to 90 days.
Look at that 12.5% decline in overall Q1 volume. While 911 demand remains high because of the 992.2 facelift, the rest of the lineup is cooling fast. When supply is high and demand is cooling, your market adjustment equity disappears. If you bought at the peak of 2024 with a dealer markup, your car has likely lost 30% of its value before you've even hit your second oil change. The second factor crushing used prices right now is the warranty cliff. This month, May 2026, marks the expiration of the 4-year factory warranty for the massive 2022 model year fleet. Porsche's new vehicle limited warranty is rigid. It starts the moment that first owner takes delivery. In the Porsche ecosystem, the absence of factory coverage is a catalyst for an immediate 15% price correction. Why? Because the 2026 used buyer is prioritizing risk mitigation over high-spec options. A vehicle with even 6 months of remaining warranty is trading for a significant premium over an identical car whose warranty expired last month. If your 2022 model doesn't have an active Porsche Vehicle Service Protection (VSP) plan, you are in trouble. These plans, like the Signature and Platinum tiers, can extend protection up to 10 years or 100,000 miles, but they are expensive. A comprehensive VSP extension typically costs around $10,000 total, which works out to about $2,500 per year of added coverage. When you trade that car in, the dealer is going to deduct the $5,000 to $8,000 cost of reconditioning and CPO certification directly from your wholesale value. If you aren't careful, the warranty cliff will swallow the last of your equity. Before you sell, get a POPI report, the proof of purchase inquiry, from your dealer. It's the only way to prove to a buyer exactly when your clock runs out. No model illustrates the depreciation trap more vividly than the Porsche Taycan. In early 2026, the depreciation rate for first-generation Taycans has reached catastrophic levels. Many 2020 and 2021 models have lost 55 to 65% of their original MSRP within 5 years. The drivers of this EV fiscal cliff are brutal. First, the 2025 mid-cycle update fundamentally reset expectations. With 20 to 35% more range and 320 kilowatt charging, the new models made the original Taycans feel like legacy hardware overnight. Furthermore, headlines this year are dominated by rumors of second-generation solid-state battery technology expected by 2028. This wait-and-see approach has sucked the demand out of the used market. The options trap is especially lethal for Taycan owners. On the used market, $30,000 of aesthetic extras like carbon fiber door sills or lever air vents depreciate to almost zero. Used buyers only care about two things: the battery health report and the presence of the 800-volt charging architecture. If your car was a DC fast-charging warrior with a degraded battery, expect your value to drop another $10,000 below these ranges. As the high-volume 2022 and 2023 fleets hit the secondary market, they are reaching the most expensive maintenance intervals in the Porsche schedule. In 2026, many owners are finding that the true cost of ownership is backloaded into the 40,000 and 60,000-mile milestones. A 40,000-mile major service at a Porsche dealer is currently costing between $2,500 and $4,500. This includes spark plugs, air filters, and engine coolant flushes. But on the SUVs, there's an even bigger hidden cost: carbon buildup. Because of the direct injection systems in the Macan and Cayenne, the intake valves require walnut shell blasting every 50,000 miles to maintain performance. That is a $1,200 job at an independent specialist. We recently saw a case where a Cayenne S owner was quoted $37,000 for a turbo and water pump repair at a dealership. While they eventually got it done for $3,000 after a massive goodwill fight, it illustrates the risk. If you buy a 2022 Cayenne for a bargain price of $45,000, but it needs an air spring, $3,800, and a major service, $4,000, your true purchase price is suddenly $53,000, well above the car's remaining equity. Now let's talk about the 911. While it remains the gold standard for value, even it isn't immune to the 2026 shift. The introduction of the 992.2T hybrid technology has created a weird rift in the market. The 2026 Carrera GTS now produces 532 horsepower with its electric assist, which has made the older 992.1 GTS models feel a bit dated. However, Porsche also removed the analog tachometer and the traditional left side physical key in the 992.2, replacing them with a digital cluster and a start button. For the purists, this has actually stabilized the value of late model 2023 and 2024 992.1 Carrera cars. While base models are down about 3.6% year over year, the Carrera S and GTS models with a manual transmission are actually holding steady or seeing minor rebounds. If you want to avoid depreciation, you have to find scarcity. The 911 ST, limited to just 1,963 units, is currently trading for over $600,000 at auction. The GT3 is also defying gravity, with 2022 models still selling for $270,000, well above their original price. But for the standard Carrera buyer, the 2026 market is a reminder: if everyone can buy one, no one will pay a premium for yours. So, how do you navigate this cooling economy? Navigating the 2026 private sales market requires a professional-grade inspection process to ensure you aren't buying a fiscal time bomb. Number 1, verify the POPI report. Never buy without seeing the in-service date and the complete warranty history. Number 2, the PDK fluid check. On any dual-clutch car, ensure the fluid was changed at 40K miles. If they say it's lifetime, walk away. That's a recipe for a $15,000 rebuild. Number 3. Battery state of health. EV only. Demand a PWIS report. If capacity is below 85%, deduct $10,000 from your offer. Number 4. Active aero test. Manually cycle the spoilers. A grinding motor on a 911 turbo can be a $9,000 part. Number 5. Air suspension leak down. Park the car overnight. If one corner is lower in the morning, that's a $3,800 air spring replacement waiting for you. Number 6. The walnut blasting audit. On high-mile SUVs, ask for proof of intake valve cleaning to avoid rough idles and power loss. Number 7. Check for CPO transfer. Remember, CPO coverage is often only transferable once. Check if you are the second or third owner in that chain. Number 8. Tire age and N rating. A set of correct Porsche spec tires costs $2,500. Check the date codes. Number 9. Software state. Ensure all campaigns, especially the backup camera and high voltage monitoring recalls, are completed. And number 10. Market timing. The price floor for these models usually hits in late fall. If you can wait, do. The 2026 Porsche Depreciation trap isn't a sign of a failing brand, it's a sign of a healthy market correction. The era of infinite equity for base model SUVs and early EVs was an anomaly driven by global supply chain chaos. As we move into 2027 and the full electrification of the Macan and 718 lineups, the sweet spot for internal combustion purity, the 992.1 Carrera S, the 718 GT4, and the Cayenne Turbo, will likely see their depreciation curves flatten. For now, the 2026 Porsche market belongs to the disciplined buyer who can spot a maintained gem in a sea of dealer bloat. Accounting for the warranty cliff and major service milestones isn't just about saving money, it's about protecting your passion. If you found this deep dive helpful, hit the like button and subscribe. Next week, we are looking at the 2027 Porsche 911 hybrid auction forecasts and seeing if the first hybrid 911 will actually hold its value. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.